Oh, you don't like
Yeah, she doesn't
Ragnarok?
like Ragnarok. Taika Waititi.
It was the best Thor.
Paul, did you grow up reading Thor?
No.
Okay, that's why.
Why?
Because the
I kn-
Thor in the comic book is a dark, brooding character.
Like he was in the first Thor.
Like he was in the first Thor. It's a lot.
And in the second Thor.
It's a lot more like a Batman type
Okay.
character as far as the darkness around him. It's an angry, powerful god. He's like Iron Man.
All right.
He's a sarcastic,
But what happened
ridiculous
is-
Iron Man. You're asking my opinion. That's my opinion. He's not the Thor that you all grew up with reading and
Right.
watching the
Because
cartoons
that
of.
Thor changed.
They completely changed the
Not
Right.
character.
guy.
So-
he grew and
okay,
changed after
so-
he was
so
in 5
you're-
or 6 movies. He was in Thor 1, Thor 2, Avengers. He was in all these movies. By the time you get to Ragnarok, he's a different guy. He's changed. He's no longer the same character. He has a character. He has a character arc. He changes. But what really happened was the people that made these movies found out Chris Hemsworth is an incredibly great comedic actor who's hilarious, and so they leaned into that. And so Ragnarok was the culmination of that, mostly though because Taika Waititi is that kind of director. Taika Waititi is a comic director. He's brilliant, and they took what he already knew how to do well. You see Jojo Rabbit, which me and Paul both love. Amazing film, which is what Marvel does. They take directors Joss Whedon and James Gunn, Edgar Wright, and they are all creative forces in their own right that have their own style. They bring them into the Marvel universe because they want to, harness that. They get it in the Marvel universe where they can take things that are both sad and depressing and things that are funny and combine them. And they have this balance. You look at Guardians of the Galaxy, you look at Ant-Man, you look at any of those franchises, they all seem to have that balance. But DC struggles with this.
And I'm not disagreeing that it's not entertaining. It's very entertaining. But I think if you grew up reading Thor comics and it was a complete change in the character. And I mean, in the first Thor, he's completely humbled as a god being thrown down to earth, really learning the value of life. And, his arrogance was kept in check. So to me, the first Thor was the most humbling, humanizing, but still the god of thunder.
But that's the beautiful thing about storytelling. You don't have to know anything about what the comic book was. If you can just come into a movie without knowing any history, and if you enjoy it, then that's a good movie,
Yeah, I never read the comics.
right? I never read comic books, and I watch these, and even if they change the story and I like it and it works, then I think it works.
Right.
I just feel like it's gotten to a ridiculous place, almost like an Iron Man sarcastic character, which is no longer really the god of thunder and fear. It's more fun and entertaining, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my desire for my childhood hero.
That was the best Thor.
Here's what it is, Paul. I'm actually a real fan of Thor.
If you love movies too, like and subscribe.